Yeah, heartfelt. I mean, you look back at all the years playing Cincinnati and the Big East days and that physicality that they play with. I mean, it reminds me of those old Big East rivalries. So it was certainly a huge challenge with us in terms of as well as they rebounded to come out of here with a victory. And all that being said, they got 18 offensive rebounds. So. Down the stretch, we're down 10. I think it's probably the first time all year we've had a double-digit deficit and had enough resolve and enough resilience and enough poise to make that comeback and get a victory. So credit to our guys for staying in it and staying positive and grinding one possession out at a time to get us the victory. It looked like we had a 12-0 run from the 6:29 mark to the 1:47 mark. So. Those are critical stops that we had to get, and we had to get production on the other end, and we found a way to kind of grind each possession out to find a way to get a win.
Do you think you could get that out of Jesse this quickly, and did you see his confidence sort of developing over the course of the game?
Yeah, you could see it, probably early. His confidence was probably tailing on me early because the free throws, weren't falling for him early, and, that's going to be a frustration with him, getting completely healed. But I tried to instill some confidence in him. Like we're not playing any different. We're going to play aggressive and play to win. And if you end up at the line, we'll live. And so he had all the confidence in the world. And from there on out, and 25 and 10, it's a difference maker having Jesse out on the floor. I can imagine being out, with a rebounding team like that, not having Jesse. So. But with the way he can rim run and the threat of a rim run, really he's going to open up everybody on the floor and should be able to play inside out, kind of the way I envisioned playing from the beginning.
Cincinnati scores 5 points in the last about 6:30 of the game. What did you guys step up defensively? Maybe what did you see Cincinnati not doing so well that led to that?
I don't know if we did much different. They made some shots there for a stretch and just kind of cooled off. Day Thomas came in here and hit 3 threes. It's kind of uncharacteristic of him, but credit to him making big shots there in that stretch to put them up 10. But we didn't do anything different. I think they did more than anything. They just kind of cooled off. And basketball is a funny game. You get that 10-point lead and it gets cut. It's a huge swing in momentum and confidence when that starts to dwindle a little bit.
Coach, as those pick and rolls, high ball screens with Jesse, and it wasn't always with Kerr, sometimes it was Quinn or basically whoever had it up top. Do you feel, did Cincinnati make adjustments on that at all? Because it seemed like it was there most of the game.
Yeah, late in the game they were doing a really good job of not letting Kerr get the ball back, and sometimes not always pick and rolls, sometimes handoffs that we're executing there at the top of the key. But we put, even to start the game, I thought the strategy was to go to a 4 or 5 ball screen and put Quinn in the action and make those 2 bigs guard a ball screen and see what they're going to do. So. Kerr was excellent on his 7 assists, 2 turnovers. Kobe was excellent, 3 assists, no turnovers. So, that's those guys. It's a heck of a lot easier being a guard with a rim threat or rim run threat like Jesse out there on the floor.
Raekwon was kind of quiet tonight, but maybe the biggest shot of the game on the right wing.
Huge shot, and credit to Raekwon. I mean, he's had his struggles the last couple games. He's been frustrated, and we've had a lot of conversations. And he only took 6 field goals outside of the couple 3-point shots he got fouled on and went to the line. But all that being said, he had 10 and 3 or 10 and 2, and the glaring stat on the box score, he was plus 20 when he was out there. So. That's a glaring stat to me that he was playing winning basketball for us tonight for sure.
How dangerous can you be with all your guys back?
It's got to be we got to build that consistency, and that chemistry. It looked at times that the chemistry was there tonight, and it's just gonna we're building that chemistry in the greatest league, in college basketball. And so I preach to the guys, we got to have that discipline. We got to build that consistency from game to game. So yeah, we can be dangerous on the way out. And I told our guys going into this game, I mean, let's treat this like an 11-game season. What's stopping us from having a great run here to end this season? And let's maximize our potential. What's stopping us from maximizing our potential on the way out? We were 20 games in, and we completely, we finally completely got our roster that we thought we'd have from day one. So there's nothing stopping us from maximizing that potential on the way out.
Hey, Josh, the big thing is, I guess, having the roster back finally. But just yesterday, you mentioned making winning plays at the end, and you had to do that. You were 0-10 with a double-digit deficit before tonight. Those things have to come off the board eventually, right? Is that more important than just having everybody together?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a huge confidence boost for us. And like I told them, credit to them for having the resolve and the resilience and the poise to continue to battle and fight, because for a team that's was 7-13 going to this game, it's easy to shut it down and say we're done. But that's not my message. We're going to fight every single possession, every single game. There's no quitting us.
Did it seem close at all tonight to not quit, but that look on their eyes, their heads down, anything like that?
No, I didn't see that at all. I saw a different mentality out there tonight. So, like I said, we just got to continue to build on these things, and certainly winning, and having the lead and keeping the lead's one thing, but to come back from down 10 and a tough situation, and continue to fight and battle and find that victory at the end, that's going to be huge for our confidence.
Coach,
Josh, you mentioned Jesse's ability to rim run as one of the keys in getting those lob passes, but there are a lot of really good point guards and a lot of guys built like Jesse that aren't as good as that one play phase. Is there something else that they do that a lot of other people either can or don't do that makes that so successful?
Who's they?
Kurt and Jesse.
Kerr's got great vision. He reads the defenses as well as any point guard in the country. So that was what made us so attracted to him. Like when we were recruiting him, he's a coach's dream in terms of having him on the floor and making the right read. And but you have to have those threats around you, and you have to have a balanced threat. And I feel like we finally have those balanced roster to where you have threats outside of what they can do they can certainly key on certain people, which they've keyed on Raekwon without Jesse in the game, because they knew that was probably our highest our biggest threat out there on the floor. So now we're more of a balanced attack.
you were talking yesterday, like, you sound like you weren't sure, like, where Jesse was, physically and everything. So as you're going into this game today, like, are you still kind of in that mode, or was there something that made you think, okay, yeah, he's ready to start, and we're going to get this from him, or I mean,
he was definitely ready to start. I didn't know how many minutes he was going to get. You could see a couple times like he just didn't have that game conditioning, but it was a heck of a lot better than what we saw, in Stillwater. So, he gave us nearly 10 more minutes than he did the other night, and he looked like a lot fresher center than I saw against Oklahoma State. So we're definitely going in the right direction fast with him. It was unfortunate injury there late, but I think that helped us to get our bearings under us and get our wind and kind of regroup during that stretch there late in the game as well.
was there a point or a moment tonight where you thought, okay, we've got Jesse back now?
There's a couple of them, yeah. Certainly, put a little twinkle in my eye to see that combination. So it certainly makes things easier on me as a coach to have those threats.
Kobe got a lot of run the second half. So, defense, what was it that you liked about him that you decided to keep with him? I've talked about it a lot before in terms of having Noah run the point, and Kobe can do the same thing. And Kobe's is one of our best defenders, so having him out there and showing up some of our defense, but also understanding he can take care of the ball. 3 assists, no turnovers, 5 rebounds.
Defensive rebounds is a huge issue here, and if I got a guard with his size that can go out there and grab 5 boards, that's definitely going to be beneficial in a game like this.
What did it mean to outscore them in the paint?
That's huge. It's huge. We haven't outscored a lot of teams in the paint here of recent. I don't know when the last time we did. So, they got 2 very formidable bigs down there that we were going against, and I thought we did for the most part a good job of handling all that one-on-one in those situations. Really didn't have to use any double teams, but you always worry when you send a double team, what type of rotations you got on the backside and what type of guys are going to get open, and you don't want to leave shooters open.
Josh, one more on Kirk. Can you just take me to the end of the first half with the foul to give that kind of stopped them on a drive and didn't hurt the line, and then I guess before that the decision he makes in the bounce pass to a Cook is.
Yeah, there were several situations, like even in the first half, where we had guys down on the floor, and we were definitely at a disadvantage, with them coming downhill, that we didn't utilize that foul to give. Even Ofri at one point did try to, use a take foul to shore that up, but they didn't even call it in that instance. But it was convenient to have, fouls to give in a late game situation like that when you try to make them catch that ball in the backcourt and immediately burn 5 or 6 seconds and then foul and do it all over again. That's certainly a nice advantageous point in the game to have that late.
End of the first half though too.
Yeah.
And then the timeout, kind of exactly as you drew it up, I guess. The bounce pass, the Cook dunk.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't tag on the backside and we make the right read, that's going to be open.